So, do you think you're using your time? If this is the kind of outcome you want, do you think you're maximizing your time? You don't have a regular church home. You have a group you have. All right. When was the last relationship you
Um, like the long relationship or a guy I went on a few dates with?
That's not a relationship. Not a
Okay.
relationship.
August, last August, so almost a year.
So, conversation with a born-again Christian feminist. That's the video I want to look at. She
Okay.
was from Seattle too, or she was from Arizona. Yeah, yeah, there are plenty of them in there. Okay. And the bottom line is, ma'am, you gotta end up being a. That's one of the holes I think in church today. We're not putting couples together. You can believe what you want, and when you find somebody who shares your beliefs, true. Or you, how tall are you?
Like 5'3".
Okay. Do you want kids?
Yes.
How many?
Biologically at least 2, and then adopt maybe 2, depending on like finances, of course.
Okay. And what kind of lifestyle do you want your family to live?
I'm in school to become an ambassador right now, so a lifestyle of helping people.
Monetary lifestyle.
To make sure that my kids don't have to worry about money and that we're able to
So
help.
you want to be able to pay for their college?
Yes. Yeah.
You want to be able to travel domestically and internationally with your family?
Yeah, I plan to live internationally.
Okay, so you want a man who is earning, and you're in DC, so you're talking about a man who's earning around about $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Do you care what race he is?
This is like, yeah, a black.
Okay. What percentage of
Yeah.
black men earn $500,000 or more?
Sorry, say that
What
again?
percentage of black men earn $500,000 or more?
A very small percentage. I don't know the percentage off the
Give me,
top of my head.
give me a number.
Ooh. I feel like I'm optimistic. I might be going too high, like 10%. I don't know.
10%. 10%. What percentage and what age do you think, what 10-year age range do you think these men are in?
Like, right. No, in their 40s. I never in my head have ever thought of like, oh, I need a guy who's making this big of a salary.
Well, that's the problem. But that's the problem. Y'all don't think of it, but you think, but you want the lifestyle. I put potential parameters to it because you don't have to think of the dollars, but you do want the lifestyle. Men hit their financial stride 45 to 55. Are you prepared to marry a man 15 or 20 years your elder?
I think 15 would be my limit, maybe. But once again, I'm very optimistic in.
All right. So the number of men who make over $500,000 with black men really less than 1%. Less than 1%. So we're talking roughly, we got about 150,000 black men who fit that nationwide. Now, I want to hold on. We already run the numbers. We've already run the numbers. And the thing is, what 45 to 55-year-old black man is going to wait 2 years, and he's making $500,000, and almost all of the women want men in his category. Why is he going to wait?
Only if he has the same devotion to God that I do.
So he's a 45 or 55-year-old virgin.
Which makes, or I never said they had to be a virgin.
Well, that's the only way he's going to
Assume most
wait
of the
or have
guys
the
have
same
been
devotion.
hmm And I think that's like the
See,
other thing.
the reason I do my program this way is because you ladies, you talk about things, but you don't put practicals. You don't even. It doesn't make it doesn't make any sense. A man who's that age is going to wait. Man, pay attention about these men. Don't want to even wait 3 dates to have sex.
Yeah.
So, are you prepared to substantially lower your lifestyle anticipation or expectation? Because here's the reality: the kind of men who have that kind of faith, they're typically not making that kind of money as single men.
And I'm not asking them to, though. I think that's a different thing, is obviously wanting someone who can provide, but I don't want to ever
No, you don't want somebody to provide. You want a luxury lifestyle. That's a luxury lifestyle. Man,
Do you think so?
$500,000.
Because I would be working as well. Like, I would
You can
never.
say that. I want you to understand, ma'am, it sounds good.
hmm
I talk to women like you every day, and it sounds, listen, I talked to 7 women last night. It sounds good, but I'm going to tell you, the men who I meet next week, the 30 plus black men who are in that 300 to $1 million category, they don't do that. And you're
Can I say
saying,
something? Sorry. I don't know if this also adds to why my thoughts on like men and finances might be a little skewed, but I was raised with, my parents have still been together for like 36 years now. And my dad was a stay-at-home dad. I don't plan to marry a stay-at-home dad by any means, because I saw how that hurt his pride a lot. But I think that also could play a role in where I'm okay with making more, but I don't plan to going into a relationship thinking I don't want
the
that.
lifestyle, man,
hmm
you can dream, but it is practically how you gonna make it happen. What kind of job, specific job titles of men that earn the kind of money you're talking about? 300 to 5, I mean, $400,000 plus. What kind of job titles?
Um, let's see. There's architecture. There's different things in the government. There's some NGOs in there. Lawyers. What else? Trying to
I
think
want you to
of
understand.
education.
You want this man, but you don't know what percentage of men earn the kind of income you would like to have in a lifestyle you want for you and your family. You don't know. You can be optimistic, but if you're trying to get into Princeton, you need to know how many people they take. You can't be optimistic. Optimism does something I asked you 15 minutes ago. Waste time. You got to be realistic. You want men in the top 1%, actually the top half of a percent. You want him to be black. You want him to be no more than 15 years older than you. And he must have your faith. That is such a finite list. Oh, and then he must wait to consummate on the marriage night, which will be 1 to 2 years. Think about the man who earns that kind of money. These men are work hard, they're focused, they're driven, they're structured. They don't tend to wait for shit. They don't even wait for it. They don't wait, and they're gonna wait for you. And the thing is, you gotta say it because that's what you got. They don't wait. A man at that age is not likely going to be. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, this is why I don't tend to have a lot of. I'm gonna be honest. The reason I've done these broadcasts on Christian feminism is I think the black church has done more to destroy the black family in the last 50 years with this prosperity gospel stuff. Because what you're talking about ain't the Baptist Church of God in Christ me and my family grew up on. Women knew that they needed to get with a man younger, and if you want to have this lifestyle, you build. But you talked about build. Ma'am, the man you talked about, you ain't building nothing. He's already there, and you want to get him at the finish line. I haven't heard build language from you.
But that's like another thing I wanted to talk about just
I gotta hurry
quickly
up.
because I don't
I
want to
gotta
take
get on to
your
somebody.
time. But why would I need to, you talk about like finding a man who's making $500,000. I don't need him at $500,000. I can have him like if he's in grad school like me or just out of grad school or anything like that. Like he doesn't need to already be there. It could be something we do together, you know?
No,
No.
no, because
Am I being too
when you're
hopeful?
married and pregnant with your first child, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills? Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills when you're pregnant, married, and pregnant with your first child? Yes or no? Have to work to pay.
Have to.
Have to.
I have to. No, no.
Then he
I've
needs to
worked, but
already
not.
be there.
Okay.
I don't. And see, what I think you need to do is watch me.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm
You
hearing
need to
you.
watch me more to understand that I know what I'm talking about because I talk to men in this category and I talk to women like yourself. And the thing is, what's really going to throw you off is your faith. You want someone to wait. And that's what I've talked to all these women. Then you got to pick a man who's Christian. And from that, you don't get to. This is not Burger King. You cannot have it your way. There are only so many options you get to pick. Christian is where you get to spend most of your points. Boom. You want to roll up a character where you can only have so many attributes. Christian, where you got to put a bunch into that category. That means you don't necessarily get income. You might, but likely you don't.
If that, so be it. That is what it is. I think at the end of the day,
bottom line is, even if you understood that, you still have to face interact with these men. And I don't understand why I talk about 1 to 2 years. Men who are husbands don't wait 1 to 2 years.
and I guess those aren't the men I'm looking for. But before I go off, the first question I asked you never got answered. What do you like about women?
That's not what I do, man. I don't have to answer those questions. I've already answered them. What I like about women, if I didn't like women, I wouldn't be doing this. So what you want me to answer, gotcha questions. Why do you
It was
want
just something like positive
No,
about.
but why? But why? You don't watch me enough you don't, first of all, you've shown that you don't watch me enough to really know who you're talking to. So whatever perception you have of me is based upon what?